Good morning, my name is Kat from Retreating into the Sunshine, and I'm currently travelling Australia in our beautiful Retreat Fraser caravan with my husband and my 3 children. Today I'm here to talk to you about 5 alternative ways in which you can use your Sirocco fans. We have 6 in total installed in our 23-foot caravan. So we've got one over each end of our master bed. We've got one in the corner of our living area and one in each bunk at the foot end. We have been travelling for approximately 5 months now, and our Sirocco fans have been on every single day without fail as we travel the northwest coast of Australia. It's been super hot, and we did start our travels in February, which meant that we were just on the shoulder season, and the Siroccos have not skipped a beat. As we all know, they are multi-directional. They have 3 different speeds: low, medium, high, and they are very energy efficient. So anyway, on to our 5 alternative uses. So as I mentioned before, we've got 3 children. Our eldest is 5 and our youngest is 4. So we did have a set of twins in there. But what I did want to say is that mornings are super hectic for us. Our kids open their eyes and they're ready for breakfast straight away. So quite often we are on a budget as we are traveling full time and we currently are not working. So we've got oats or more oats. So quite often I'll pop our oats in the microwave, I'll make myself a coffee, I'll do my little morning routine, go to the toilet and all the rest. By the time I get back, the oats have been well over warmed. My kids are at this stage sitting at the table, getting a little bit frantic. So we use our trusty Sirocco fans to cool down our kids' food when we have overcooked it. So I've got some porridge that I've prepped earlier. It is hot. Pop my Sirocco on, point it down towards the food, and go for gold. And we've got 3 speeds if you've really burnt your food. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we are a family of 5 and we've got 3 young children, and I feel like we just have these constant loads of washing to do. As you can see back here, we've got our trusty washing machine, which we run off-grid as well, and we have the water capability in our caravan to do so. I absolutely love it. What this does mean is that traveling full time means that we don't always have the perfect climate to dry our clothes. So I like to bring a washing line inside. I know this sounds ridiculous, but hear me out. When you are desperate for space and desperate for clean clothes, you will do whatever you can. So we bring our washing line inside, and whilst we sleep, we pop the 3 fans in the main area on high, pointing at our washing so that it is dry by the morning. So on those rainy days, when it's gross outside and you just cannot get that washing dried, it's a really good alternative. So as you can see, I've got my trusty pegless clothesline, which I absolutely love. I use it all the time. I've attached each end to our roof hatches. We've got a little hook on there. It works perfectly. We also do it when we are traveling. But for the purpose of this video, I've popped 2 Sirocco fans on. They're only on low, and you can even see now that we've got some movement in the clothes. So I know it's not the most convenient having clothes hanging inside, but it is still more convenient than having wet, soggy clothes for days. So I'm down the other end of our caravan, and it is one of my favourite spots. It's where obviously we've got the kids' 3 bunks, and that is their new bedroom. But my favourite part about this particular side of the caravan is the fact that we've got what they call an open plan bathroom. So basically, there's no wall in the middle here, no dividing wall that separates the bathroom and the kids area, and it's a big open area, which is so beneficial to us because we find that it gives us so much more space to dress our kids, to dry them, to help them have a shower or a bath or whatever. It just gives us a lot more room. We do still have a concertina door for the times when we feel like we need some privacy, which is great. But what I did want to mention is that one of the disadvantages of having this all open like it is the fact that it is still a small area. The kids will go to bed at night, all three of them, and Stu or I will have a shower before we go to bed, and it does actually get quite humid in this area. We do have an exhaust fan in our shower. We've also got one in the bathroom above the toilet, and they help an enormous amount, but I feel like in the really humid climates, once you add a couple of showers to the mix and three kids all breathing in a small area, it still doesn't quite help. So we've got the top fan on our eldest child's bed, eldest by 1 minute, by the way, and we will quite often just point it outwards away from her, so we're not freezing her up the top, and we'll just point it towards the bathroom, and it just helps with that air circulation. We actually do that all night, every single night, unless it is an exceptionally hot night, in which case it will be pointing towards the child. But yeah, so far we haven't had any mold issues, or we haven't noticed any at all, and I do read on quite a lot of the traveling families pages that this is quite a common issue. So again, another use for our Sirocco fan. So once again, I'm standing in our kitchen, and I'm a mum, I'm a wife, and I like to eat, so I do, unfortunately for me, do quite a bit of cooking. We have a fabulous outdoor kitchen, which we love to use as well, but I also am one of the people who still uses my indoor kitchen a lot, probably 50% of the time. So our kitchen, I'm lucky in that it works really well for us. I've got a stove here, we've got a full height pantry, and then we've got the fridge here. So for me, it works like a giant triangle, and it's just super efficient to use. It's very easy. We've also got an off-road van, and it's quite high. It's like 4 steps into the van. So it is a little bit exhausting, in and out, if we are cooking outside with all our ingredients and utensils and all the rest. Anyway, one of the things I was quite scared of, being in such a small space, and we do a lot of pastas and bolognese and curries, all the stinky garlicky goodness, I was worried about getting the smells inside our van and letting them permeate throughout the van, basically. So another way in which I eradicate that, besides opening my window, is I will actually turn on the Sirocco fan behind me here. So I quite often will pop that on high. If I am, let's say, sauteing garlic or onions, I'll point it towards the kitchen area. I will also have a window open. We quite often will have windows open on the whole van anyway, because it is hot wherever we go at the moment. Yeah, and then I'll cook. And so far, like I said, we've been in the van for 5 months, and I haven't had any odours sticking around in this van, and I have the most sensitive nose, so I would not cope with that. So as you can tell, I really enjoy a chat. So does my husband, and I feel like the beauty of this lifestyle, traveling full-time with our children, is that we meet so many people on the road. With this usually comes an evening cocktail or an evening beverage of some kind around a campfire. And our kids are fabulous sleepers. We're so lucky in that they are, but they will usually go to bed. Sometimes it's 5:30, sometimes it is 6 p.m. They are absolutely wrecked from their day out in the sun playing around with other kids. So I find that if they can hear us outside having the time of our lives, they quite often have FOMO and this huge fear of missing out and want to be out there. So another way, the 5th way in which I utilize our Sirocco fans, is we turn them all on, we put them on high, and they act as white noise. We also do the same for us when we are camped on like a roadside stop or close to a busy road anyway, perhaps in a noisy caravan park, and just to ensure that we've got that really good night's sleep. And that wraps up 5 alternative ways in which I utilize my Caframo Sirocco fans. I hope you enjoyed the watch. I am Kat from Retreating into the Sunshine. Thanks guys.